and many other regions as well. So
Band of misfits, I think, is a way to think about it. Guga was that captain on Kong. They're really incentivized to start the dunking on Vayne early, and then suddenly Sion cheeses them. So a lot going on here. You have to run straight into the brush to make sure there's no lane ward. They know that for sure, but Nova should check this. Let's see if he puts a Q into the brush.
Yeah, where is Jisoo going to stand? Jisun's going to be alongside to try and translate.
Thank you for the translation.
Winter's Bite did actually register there.
He's staying. That's so tricky.
Oh my, this is the next level.
I know.
Next level.
Now he's teleporting.
Okay,
he's like, how many minions can I miss? The answer's not that many.
Yep. Okay. Well weighted there from Nova. Jisoo comes up, misses one minion, but otherwise isn't punished too much, and he's just going to cop spells over and over again in this lane anyway.
It's a pretty sucky matchup against the Ryze.
Yeah.
As Sion, we see a lot less Sion because his ability to shrug off damage got, toned down again and again. So, yes, he will probably be fine, but I think he will be taking plenty of hurt during the laning phase. Notice has gone Unsealed Spellbook for Shenanigans, so Jisoo doesn't give us the Shenanigans pick in game #1, but the Shenanigans Summoner will have to do.
Yeah. He tried for the Shenanigans, but just not enough came out. And I think we've now said Shenanigans enough. Any Super Troopers fans out there will know that we probably should avoid saying that too many times.
It feels like a word that most people retired, so we're bringing it back in style. We don't have any winning matchups for them. The best is kind of this Syndra LeBlanc skill matchup in the mid lane, so they haven't approached as we expected, and a lot of this is come in at 2 items and Vayne pops off. So speaking of Vayne, catches bot lane.
Yeah. And Nova almost eaten. Great knock into the wall there with the Condemn, but Root's able to flash and E to get himself out of the way. Grey Health will keep Goober alive for now as C's comes on forward. And yes, I know I accidentally said Goober, but he wasn't a Goober in that situation. He kept himself up.
That was actually a really good Condemn from Light.
Yeah.
Very nice angle on that. Getting Summoner out of promotion. Yeah. This is our time to go off target. Nothing's happening in this game.
Well, Root's actually taking a lot of damage towards the bottom side of the map. Silver Bolt's landing. The ultimate is in there. The flash through. Nova just dies mid-air. He was trying to bring down the fissure, but it never even happened.
And that was the ignite on the map.
Keeping him alive against Linderung. C's has started off. Shelly.
They don't have a spot on the health bar of Shelly right now, which is actually really frustrating. They don't know. They probably could have walked up and postured for a fight. They're going to come in pretty late. They still don't see the health bar until now.
Yep, they get the vision of it. C's
takes
that one
anyway.
away. All right, the choo-choo train comes forward. He skips past Linderung, but the Cataclysm is there to stop the Sion from getting through. True Shot Barrage does do some work as Guga has to gobble up Kuzan. But you can see Light is starting to pop up again. The Braum falls down. Kuzan has to flash. The Cleanse is there for the Ignite, but he's so low. Void Rush will finish him off, and now Light follows him through. All the damage is now dead as they have to try and escape. But the Realm Warp is going to follow them through. Jisoo gets locked down. He'll go into the Zombie Scion form, and I have a feeling it's going to be a very early ace for Jinner, and in fact, that's the fact.
Not a perfect ace, but an ace nonetheless, and Atlas, you don't need to see the comms to know that that was definitely ES Sharks caught between 2 ideas. The moment that the choo-choo train hits the wall and doesn't even get initiation after the Rift Herald was down. They called the fight late, they mis-executed on it. Rift doesn't die, I guess he got that going.
Everyone with lots of items, it feels pretty good as Jisoo goes very aggressive. Catch is making his way up as well. We mentioned this, the fact that they don't necessarily have a lot of damage, and Linderung just waits for all the CC and walks his way out.
I'm pretty sure Linderung, if he had flash up, could run away from them. So yes, with Jarvan, eventually Cinderhulk Jarvan does 300 damage, but we saw a Rakan with Baron backdoor next to a Jarvan in that G2 versus Fnatic game. So Cinderhulk Jarvan doesn't really do any sort of damage.
And also there's
out of place in LCK, but not on one team. ES Sharks standarded their way to this tournament. I don't know if standard's going to be enough to win.
Well, there's the flash Condemned, just straight up not hit Linderung, guts him out of the way of the train as well as he gets the passive sidesteps, and Cataclysm finally finishes him off. Yeah, Light flashing to miss a Condemn is certainly not a highlight as Nova is going to get stunned. Will they be able to take him down? The door not in the right spot, but Kuzan does invest the ultimate.
Carried so many games on Renekton, Corki, all these things. I would argue no. Jisoo shorts the R.
He does, and gets taken down to about half health as Light. He's frontlining, that is not what you want to be doing. Does have the ultimate and finally gets himself into a decent position. Gets the tumble, but Grace gets into the backline, and Linderung is gigantic. Eventually, the quadra kill comes in. Light gets 1 kill, but that is not going to be enough. 11-5 as his health bar. The last remaining inhibitor is now under fire as the train once again is just going to crash into the wall. Jisoo in trouble. Blade of the Ruin King comes forward. Nova doesn't find the ultimate, but still they're in a good position. Ultimate flies onto Grace, but isn't going to pick up the kill as Catch is going to be low. Light dies as an afterthought there to Root, who's just throwing spells out left, right, and center. And Jin Air should be able to take this game here just as 30 minutes ticks over. Nexus turrets are obliterated by this Rise. He's an artillery cannon. As Jisoo, he spent some time on the fountain. It was not long enough. Still some low health bars here as they dive forward. Catch does go golden. Jisoo is relatively tanky, trying to get on that tank line, but once they decide to take him down, he is very dead, and Nova is the only target he can move towards. The Nexus is going to go down, and Jin Air Green Wings, the Glad plane flies right over the top of ES Sharks.
Absolutely, Atlas. Honestly, they seem to put ES...
All right, let's see what Jin Air are going to be able to make of this one. Kuzan, oh my goodness, it's going to be a rough matchup here for this guy.
We caught Teddy on screen as well, so
yeah,
a pair of SKT spring champions. They'll be going over to Vietnam before too long. I've been saying these very early...
But you can see Jin Air, they're moving on up, and ES Sharks have left 2 members here. Oh my goodness, all 5. Nova thinking about the face check, does land the tongue lash, so Catch, they know where he is. Vision is given, but now they're getting routed. Kuzan wants to try and get in there. Jisoo comes forward. He's going to eat one of his corrupting potion charges as Catch. That's not your turret. And that's first blood going over to Nova. This is called Hell in a Handbasket, Pub Smithy, and this is a really bad time.
I think it's just hell.
Yeah.
Well, so it's sort of comp where Corki should find lots of inroads in the mid lane.
Yep, Grace going to get knocked up, does use the flash. Kuzan immediately flashes after and makes it into the brush. Sees, comes on forward, gets the movement speed like you say. From the Rift Scuttler, Catch comes forward, sees, grabs one, flashes. It's 1 kill for Kuzan, but the Death Defy is in there, and that saves Grace's life. 1 for 1. Gatling Gun doing some work there as well as Guga getting chased out of his own jungle by a Karthus, which is just ridiculous. He loves Skittles on the side of the Thresh. Light comes on forward. He's going to need it as Nova. He flashes on in. He has the damn... Oh, this is just ridiculous. Root flashes forward. Light grabs one of the kills. The Wall of Pain not going to find the slow. The Death Defy comes forward. It's a good knock-up there from Catch as Root is trying to do what he can, but the Smite will keep Catch very much alive here underneath his inner turret. Remember, guys, this whole while, Jinx has been denied about 2 minion waves.
I didn't watch Expendables 2, but I feel like I'm getting it now, Atlas.
That's exactly right, and Root is certainly in that line of fire. He's trying to do damage to Catch, but Kuzan's here. He's still got that red buff like we were talking about before. His Corki is real strong. 2-0 now. Pretty comfy there, but Jisoo went back home finally. Has the Sheen built up, as well as some Ninja Tabi for some extra movement speed and some damage reduction.
Not often
comes on over.
The Drake next to Tom Ken's Varus, but here we go.
Yeah, Flame Chompers are down, but the ultimate lands there from Light. Trying to do what he can. Kuzan dives forward with the package. He's flashing. He's trying to get on top. As Grace gets 1 kill, but it's a double for the Jarvan. Requiem does basically nothing there as Kuzan's able to get out behind enemy lines. Nova's hunting him down. Grace there as well. I have a feeling that the Corki's not going to get out of this one. Does get in there, but there's the ult. And Grace will be able to get rid of Kuzan eventually. It was an odd use of his spells, but eventually all of them. It means that he will be able to threaten in a side lane, and that is going to ruin what Jin Air want to be doing. As Linderon going to get flashed on, Slicing Maelstrom comes in, Cannon Barrage not going to be enough. That was so close to a solo kill from Jisoo.
I guess he just tried to instant cast the Cannon Barrage, but flashes up, he's out. Only exhaust is on Kuzan.
Well, Light does take the Dark Passage, the flash in, it is going to be the Death Mark that locks down the kill with the help of the Piercing Arrow, and he's right back to safety is Grace. We're going to watch a Cannon Barrage on the bottom side. Nova does get the Gobble Up onto the Varus, and will spit him out, and goes aggressive as well as Catch going to get ulted. Light in trouble now as Seas does eventually kill him. It's one more Skittle to be eaten. Catch flashes out of the way of it as Guga into his stopwatch. Grace underneath the turret, gets himself immediately back out again as the big one almost kills him on the back end. Dark Passage is sitting there. Kuzan can grab it if he wants to, but he wants to try and clear out some minion waves underneath this turret. Cataclysm comes in as Nova does have the Devourer in place. Catch in trouble, but he has himself the stopwatch, and the Cannon Barrage finishes off the Zed. Now the Jinx gets excited as Light. He's taking Lay Waste, but the last one doesn't land. The Requiem, is it going to be enough to kill? It is! Not able to lifesteal enough, and ESS is still going to move up and try and get some damage on these turrets.
Double pan is successful there. Jisoo teleports.
Some barrels in the brush. Kuzan gets on in. The hook is going to land. Delivers Guga into the backline. The package going to be utilized as C's taking a lot of damage. Hopefully he doesn't die as Grace gets exhausted. The Requiem comes through. Kuzan, is he going to survive? The answer is yes, but Light, not so lucky. And Jinner, I thought that they'd been routed, but it didn't matter. Just the Karthus leaves the fight and kills.
For 1,000 words about this.
Yeah, you can trade that one in as Linderung trying to get the autos in, but Jisoo too much damage. The Requiem going to come out. Is he going to die? Yes, he is. That was a rocket to the edge of Runeterra and back, because that's what it should have been. Is the ultimate not going to land on a Kuzan, but Grace does have his. Exhaust comes out. Deathmark not enough to kill. Requiem's going to be, though. See you later, mate. Guardian Shield. Oh, that's a cute idea, Guga, but it's not enough. And now the Baron will go down. Catch is looking for it. Cannon Barrage is in the Baron pit, but you can see Linderung, he takes an inhibitor. So there's no need to go for a 50-50. Still going to, though, as Catch not going to walk over the wall of pain. The Baron down very, very low. He's doing a lot of work in this fight. Almost gets himself in range, but Cease is able to lock that one down. The J4 is going to follow as Light looking for some autos. Grey Health going to be utilized as there's the Merc Scimitar that you were looking for, Papa Smithy. Cease knows that he's dead. He wants to take someone down with him. 800 gold going to the Jinx. We'll see whether that's actually relevant, as Empowered Recalls will get Jinair home.
Is because Karthus' base damages are very high,
yep.
And his ult hits everyone, so it's already a huge amount of flat damage.
He's going to use it to soften them up. Jisoo takes half of his health bar, as does Kuzan, and no one can defend inhibitor turrets.
In hindsight, they should have actually had the Baron buff on the minions, hit the minions there faster, but I still appreciate the play. Yeah. 7 out of 10.
I mean, all of the inhibitor turrets have gone down. Linderung uses Lightning Rush to get himself out of the way. Light does have a good Mercurial Scimitar. That is a Devour opportunity for Nova that's very, very easy, and Jinair not going to get punished whatsoever. 2 inhibitors fall down with no response. ES Sharks, a lot of desperation, but not a lot of action as Grace gets an Electrocute proc to get the win. Light also going to be going down here as the ultimate's in. Linderung, remember, that ult doesn't do a lot of damage, but it still looks like it does, as he does fall, but the sacrifice is not going to be in vain. A 2-0 for Jinair, and they'll meet KT in the winners match on Thursday.